Sí, bueno.
Hi, I'm Harrison Ford, and I'm here to talk to you about my new movie, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Mira, hijo de tu puta madre. Yo sé dónde vives, hijo de tu puta madre. No me vuelvas a hablar, cabrón.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is a fun movie. I had a good time in the theaters. In my opinion, the intro was really unnecessary. I guess it was important to introduce Boz and the villain, but it just felt like a loud, obnoxious, VFX-filled action sequence that felt like it went on for 40 minutes. The movie could have started right after that when Indy wakes up in the present day, or like the 70s or whatever the present day is for that movie. Like, I was begging for some exposition. And if they really wanted to include a prelude for audiences like this guy to not get lost in the movie theaters, they could have done The Last Crusade. I'm pretty sure that young Indy scene in The Last Crusade in the beginning only went on for like maybe 10 to 15 minutes. This intro included a young Indiana Jones, and they definitely pulled the look, and I was actually happy to see a young Harrison on the big screen. It was just the voice that didn't match. He had the looks of a young guy, but the voice of an old man. And there were some moments where they did ADR and his mouth did not match up with the lines. Helena Shaw was a great counterpart to Indiana Jones. She's this young, beautiful adventurer who loves money, but has an even deeper passion for archaeology. I hope to see more of her in the future if they continue making stories in this world. This movie borrowed a lot from the previous Indy movies. It felt familiar and it worked. We've got the hot female counterpart, the young shortround character, the Nazi villains, and a wild fight scene on a train. Even though there were moments in the movie that felt dull, and I did blank out a couple of times, like that scene in the ocean when they're underwater with Antonio Banderas, the sequence was a bit dark and I really couldn't tell what the hell was going on. But things started picking up when the villain finally showed up on their boat. Mads Mikkelsen, or whatever the fuck his name is, was intense and played the perfect Nazi supervillain. I'm sorry, I totally butchered his name. I'm sorry. Mads, if you're seeing this, I'm sorry. When he was on screen, the characters were in danger, and I was intimidated by his eagerness to get what he wants. But I feel like Mads always plays the villain. Like, has there been a movie where he isn't? Like Doctor Strange, Hannibal, Casino Royale? I guess he's been typecast because I can't see him in any other kind of role. I'm sure he's a nice guy in real life. He's just a villain on the big screen. This is a spoiler, but that scene where they go back in time and Indiana Jones wants to stay in the past because of the years of dedication and passion he's put into history was intense as fuck. The reason being is because Helena Shaw is begging Indy not to stay. Not just because he might change the course of history, but also because she doesn't want to lose that last connection with her father. And Indy represents that. I don't know, it was just really intense and emotional and I was kind of on the verge of tears. What I also like about this movie is that they take into account Indy's age. Like, this man is old as fuck. I was watching clips of the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and he could move a lot more and a lot better than he does in this movie. In this movie, I mean, how old is he now? In his maybe late 70s? Early 80s, maybe? Shit, man, he still looks good. He's fucking killing it on the big screen. It's kind of sad, you know, that we'll never be able to see Harrison Ford on the big screen as Indiana Jones anymore. I wish they had taken advantage of his younger years and made more movies. But then at the same time, why make more movies? I feel like they'll overdo it and we'll get like fatigue the way we got fatigue for Star Wars. So maybe 5 is just enough. I don't know what the fuck, but check this out. I saw this interview with Harrison Ford where he was talking about AI and he said he didn't fear AI or that new de-aging technology, but he feared AI when it got creative, which is an interesting idea. When it can think and do things like a human being, it can replace humanity. Who knows what it'll do? I'm talking Skynet. I'm talking Terminator. I'm talking Missionary. I'm talking Missionary. I'm talking when she's on top and I'm in the bottom. This is supposed to be the farewell to the character Indiana Jones, but they kind of left that open-ended in the movie. Indy is still alive and rekindled his relationship with Marion. And in the final shot, we see Indy grab his fedora from the hanger, like almost telling the audience that he hasn't hung up his hat just yet. It just didn't feel like it was a complete ending. I feel like there's more stories to tell. And, you know, I really doubt that Disney's gonna, like, let this cash grab go, like, unattended. You know, they're gonna try to milk as much as they can from the story. With a new AI technology and de-aging, they can do like a young Indiana Jones adventure series, or they can tell more stories with the British girl, whatever her name is, the Millennium Falcon, the robot that gets fucked by Childish Gambino, Helena Shaw. I also like how they didn't reboot the series or retcon Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. They just added to the story and explained why Marion wasn't around, and why Shia LaBeouf's character wasn't in the movie either. Which kinda sucks, you know, the whole situation with Shia LaBeouf. It would have been great to have seen him as the next Indiana Jones on the big screen. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing. I'll be posting more videos like this one.
Bueno.
Hi, this is the Burger King calling. May I interest you in some Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull vintage Happy Meal toys?
Mira, cabrón, yo te dije que no me vuelvas a hablar. Yo sé dónde vives, cabrón.
Alright, I'll take that as a yes.
Cut me some slack, you don't want me back.
All about you. I forgot